Teach Talk.
If we teach today,
as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow.
Good morning, Philippines. I'm your curly talker, EJ.
And I'm your hyper-orator, Melvin.
What a great day to have a little discussion. Do you agree, partner?
Yes, partner, you are truly correct. We are here today to start yet another informative discussion. Partner, do you have any idea what kind of topic will we be having today?
I guess there's no reason to put our listeners at wait. So everyone, welcome to
Teach Talks.
Today in Teach Talk, we will have an exclusive interview from our dear guest that will share lessons towards matters in the field of education.
Yes. And to all education listeners, the topic for today is yet to be applicable to you. So let us not go any longer without further ado. Today's Teach Talk is all about the integration of technology in assessments. Now, in the integration of technology and assessing the learners, will technology really help the teacher's engagement and support further learning? Or will it be a hindrance for the teachers to have, especially to those who uses the traditional way of assessment? To know more about this, let us give a virtual applause for Teacher Erica.
Greetings, Teacher Erica. We will not push this any further, Teach. Can you tell us more about the roles of technology in assessments? I'm sure everyone would like to know.
Greetings to you too, EJ and Melvin. So, generally speaking, technology has 4 roles in the assessment. The first role of technology is that it allows us to construct different tasks and create interactive types of assessments for the students. Usually when we use traditional means, it is time-consuming and sometimes pretty expensive, especially on our part. The second role of technology is that it allows us to deliver the instructions of the task, making it easy for our students to have a clear understanding of what they are going to do and what are the objectives or the goal of the task. The third one is that technology helps us in keeping track of our students' progress. And last but not least is that technology is a huge help for us teachers when it comes to computing the grades of our students and keeping the record neat and readable.
Such influence the technology has brought upon us, am I right, partner?
Yes, indeed, partner. Our listeners must have some questions for our guest for today.
Yes, they do, and it seems they have a lot. Let me scan here from our social media accounts what our listeners have to say or ask. So, here we have a listener from Facebook Live. She posted, Teacher Erica, does technology in assessment portrays great chance of helping in achieving learning and teaching goals? Listener Jazz here from Cotabato. Teacher Erica, any response to our listener Jazz?
Yes, it does. Technology does help us in achieving the learning and the teaching goals. With the right knowledge and the proper use of technology, it can be a very versatile tool. Technology helps us teachers with creating this great atmosphere that encourages learning among the students in a fun and sometimes unconventional ways. It's also a great help or a great tool for our students because with technology, they're not just limited in learning what we have taught them, but it also allows them to explore the world all on their own, as well as giving them the opportunity to apply their knowledge in real-life situations.
We are getting so much information today. So, with the first part of our session, we asked another special guest, not one, but 2 of them to be here with us, together with their prodigy teacher, Teacher Erica.
Yes, we have prepared everything for our dear listeners today. To discuss more about our topic today, let us give a virtual round of applause for Teacher Juliana and Teacher Agnes.
Hello! Thank you so much for having us here in Teach Talk, EJ and Melvin.
Hi everyone, thank you for having us here today.
Wow, we have great minds here with us. Hello, Teacher Juliana and Teacher Agnes. You may have heard what Teacher Erica had shared. What can you say about this?
Yes, EJ, we agree to that. Using technology to empower educators appears to be the most dependable model because it relieves educators of much of the pressure they facing in assessing students, understanding their learning needs, and improving their learning outcomes. Teachers will be able to do more with fewer resources, thanks to advancement in educational technology. To add more, there are a lot of examples in the role of technology in the assessment. The first one is teachers can use technology to increase the productivity of their own work. For example, teachers can use spreadsheets to track students' work as well as their own teaching plans. If a group of students is underperforming in a particular area, this type of record keeping can highlight areas that the teacher should focus on in their own instruction. Aside from it, school systems must aggressively track what works for the teachers while discarding all other workable systems. For example, the technology-enabled assessments provide not only for the teachers with the real-time data and graphical representation of their students' performance, but also students with the ability to see their progress at a glance, allowing them to identify their own learning needs and empowering both teachers and students to make ownership for better outcomes.
Yes, Teacher Agnes, do you have anything to say?
Yes, I just wanted to add few more examples to show the rules of technology in assessments. So, technology can increase flexibility. Like for example, since the start of lockdown, we switched to online class, right? So, the students have access to and complete online tests at a time that is convenient for them. So, all they need is a web-enabled device and a virtual-based environment. And aside from that, the technology also can be used for data collection. So this is for better classroom planning. So let's have an example. It's more convenient to use mobile or computer-based platforms. Why? Because it saves data. And we don't have to spend hours also verifying exam copies, and we can get fast performance results because it interprets student results as the assessment continues.
Wow, okay, thank you, Teacher Juliana and Teacher Agnes, for sharing to us a lot of information. So we are already done with the first half of our discussion. For more talks, we'll be right back after this short break. Time check, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
This time check is brought to us by Milo. Beat energy gap. Go and go, Milo.
Time to beat energy gap. Let's do champ moves like James. Low energy, matamlay. Low focus ka, baka energy gap. Yeah, 4 out of 5 kids have it. Energize! Start your day the champion way. Beat energy gap. Beat energy gap. Break Milo every day. Milo every day.
Teachers, we do more than just teach. More than turn up each day to talk at kids with glazed eyes and blank stares about maths, English, or anything else they're not listening to. We're the ones who open minds and open eyes for kids who seem to think it's already been decided just because of where they were born or how much their parents earn. We're the ones who find that spirit, that genius, that spark, that glint in the eye that says, My life's not decided. I don't care where I'm from. I want what everyone else has, that same chance, that same opportunity to live my dreams, decide my future. But it's not that easy. You can't just turn up and talk. You have to commit. You must love what you do. Because we're the ones who will help change lives in schools, in society, long after the books are closed and the classroom's emptied. Not because of what we said, or even what we taught, but how we made them feel. Each and every one of them. See you in class.
Let us go back to Teach Talk.
Talks.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here now at our
What's more? This is our segment where our guest will share more about our topic for today, things that is not in our usual talks. So, Teacher Erica, anything to add on with today's discussion? I know our learners wants to know more.
So, as I have mentioned earlier, technology helps us teachers in constructing tasks for our students to perform, right? But with that comes along with creating rubrics or a basis for us to evaluate their performance, as well as allowing the students to be aware of what are the standards for the task that they are expected to achieve. Excuse me, Mr. Hyper Orator, can you put this on the live stream so that everyone can see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, sure. I'll put the rubrics live. Just hold on for a second. Here you go.
Thank you, Mr. Melvin. So, take this rubric as a reference. Usually when we create a criteria for judging, we just put the standards in a table and just straight up put a number right next to it. When we do it in that way, the tendency is that the students would only have a vague idea of how they are going to perform the task in the best way possible. However, with a rubric similar to what you can see on the screen, it helps them deeply understand the task at hand and allow them to exhibit or perform the task in a way that would match or even surpass the standards that you have created because of the descriptions that it provides them.
Thank you very much, Teacher Erica, Teacher Juliana, and Teacher Agnes for sharing all that information about the integration of technology in the teaching and learning process. Before we end our discussion in Teach Talks, do you have anything to share or say to our listeners, Teacher Erica, Teacher Juliana, and Teacher Agnes?
First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to our curly talker, Miss EJ, and also to our hyper orator, Mr. Melvin, for giving me and my fellow teachers here this wonderful opportunity to share our knowledge to the listeners. And I would also like to leave an inspiring quote to my fellow teachers that it's not what we leave to our students that's important. It's what we leave in them that really matters the most. Again, thank you so much for having us here.
Before anything else, I just wanted to thank you, Miss EJ and Mr. Melvin, for inviting me as your guest speaker. It's really a great honor to be here. Indeed, technology is a fantastic tool that can motivate kids to work together and collaborate. But the best teachers are always there at the heart of it at all, motivating their students with a smile on their face. Once again, thank you everyone.
Yes, I would like to thank the production of Teach Talks for having us here, and to the listeners, especially to my fellow teachers, don't stop striving and inspiring. Continue to pursue your passion. Thank you.
Once again, we thank you, our dear guests, for being here with us. We would like also to thank our production team, technical and layout team of Teach Talks, and to those who participated for the smooth run-through of our station. Sad to say that our session ends here, but this marks a new beginning for us aspiring educators as we carry on our journey in the field of education. Technology indeed gives us the convenience in our performance from the system where we're used to the modern technologies we are depending to. Technologies that help us boost educators' and learners' confidence, productivity, engagement, and positive outcomes.
Technology is indeed influential and useful in today's educational system. We are yet adopting our ways, but here we are striving for academic success. This is not the last discussion we will have and hope to be with you in our next talks. I am your curly talker, EJ.
And I'm your hyper orator here saying,
Padayon ga!
Teach Talk!